Next up on the X-Men movie watch list, we have X2, X-Men United, released in 2003. The film opens up in the White House under attack by a teleporting mutant. In this brilliantly executed fight scene, we watch the mutant make his way to the president. He nearly kills him, but gets shot before he has the chance. Wait, it only took one bullet to make him leave? How did no one manage to shoot him until now? We find Wolverine wandering through the Canadian wilderness. He makes his way to Alkali Lake, the lab where Wolverine was experimented on and given his adamantium skeleton. Unfortunately for him, there's nothing there. The place is completely frozen over. We weirdly transition from Wolverine to a stuffed wolf at a museum. Turns out the X-Men are on a field trip. Jean starts tweaking and messing with all the TVs. Come on, man, I was just watching that. Cyclops tries to calm her down, but she's clearly freaked out because in her words, something's coming. That, my friends, is the Phoenix Force, because they spend this entire movie setting her up to become the Phoenix, like in the comics. But as you will see, that didn't work out very well, either of the times they tried it. Like Rogue, I dislike Jean Grey more and more as these films go on. She doesn't have much to do in the first film. She's kind of just the team doctor who flirts with Wolverine and is married to Cyclops, but we only know they love each other because they keep telling us that. In this movie, she flirts more with Wolverine, barely talks to Cyclops, and sets up the Phoenix Force. You notice how all the major things about her character have nothing to do with her and everything to do with her love interests and demonic fate? They did her so dirty in these movies, man. In the 90s show, we get to see her use her powers on full display. She has a genuine loving relationship with Cyclops, and besides, her Phoenix Saga was earned, and here it's really rushed. Anywho, Rogue's hanging out with her buddies Bobby and John when some bullies snag John's lighter. He lights the man ablaze, but Bobby quickly puts it out. These guys are also known as Pyro and Iceman. I actually like the movie version of Pyro. Making him a dicky teen worked really well for his character overall. It's also funny to me because in the cartoon, he's an Aussie villain of the week.
In the mood for a hot date?
In a bullseye.
The young mutants are confused as hell because everyone in the entire mutant just froze except for them and the other mutants. Charles scolds the boys for showing off, even though he's doing that right now. Maybe this scene could have worked better if he only froze Bobby and Pyro. I know that completely takes away the spectacle, but freezing people like this is exactly why humans want mutants dead. We cut back to the Oval Office to find Dr. William Stryker investigating the crime scene. You see, he's a bit of a mutant expert. He's the one that gifted Wolverine with his fancy skeleton all those years ago. Seconds later, the president returns with none other than Senator Kelly. Wait, Senator Kelly? I guess Mystique really committed to the role. Stryker reveals to the guys that he found the X-Mansion. He makes it pretty clear he's gonna storm the place, but the president wants no parts of it. We cut to Bobby and Rogue having a thumb war? Apparently it turns both of them on, but Rogue's still scared to kiss Bobby. Doesn't really matter though, because Wolverine's home and all the ladies come running. Guess Cyclops isn't the only guy getting cucked around this place. Jean and Wolverine flirt until Cyclops shows up. You know, I really feel bad for the guy. Like, she kisses Cyclops, but then looks back at Wolverine. She clearly likes Wolverine. We meet up with Magneto in the cell he was in at the end of the first movie. Turns out Stryker's been milking him for information about Cerebro and the X-Mansion. Storm and Jean go to Boston to track down the teleporting mutant from the White House attack. They find him in a church teleporting all over the damn place. Storm smites him with the power of God. Jean catches him before he plummets to the floor. This is Kurt Wagner, better known as Nightcrawler. He's the super cool son of the demon Azazel and the mutant Mystique. That's why he's blue and can teleport. It's never really confirmed in the films whether or not Nightcrawler is related to Mystique. They barely talk to each other in the OG timeline, but I'm pretty sure it's hinted at way later in Dark Phoenix. Apparently Nightcrawler wasn't in control of his body when he attacked the president. He said he was experimented on and points to an indented scar on his neck. Kinda looks like what Stryker was doing to Magneto. Oh, things are all starting to make sense. Charles and Cyclops go visit Magneto to see if he had anything to do with the attack, but it was a trap. Stryker's assistant abducts them, and we don't get to see Cyclops for like the rest of the movie. Back home, Wolverine's having a spooky nightmare about his past, so he goes to get a beer. While him and Iceman are shooting this shit, the mansion's overrun by Stryker's militia. The mutants fight back in an extremely awesome series of fight scenes that definitely still hold up. The raid on the X-Mansion is pure entertainment. Wolverine even gets to kill a few guys. He's the best there is at what he does. Thankfully, Wolverine, Iceman, and Pyro, and fucking Rogue escape. Fuck all that though, because now the movie's focused on Stryker's super cool security guard, Hank. I don't know if that's his name, I made it up. This pretty lady starts hitting on him at the bar and things quickly move into the bathroom. Unfortunately, Hank left his drink uncovered and he quickly passes out due to whatever the hell she put in there. Then she, what the fuck is she doing? Oh, it's Mystique. This makes a lot more sense. Hank goes to work the next day, but he doesn't feel so good. That's because Mystique pumped this guy full of iron. And Magneto's very aware of that. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, that's so fucking violent. Magneto then breaks out of jail with nothing but 3 iron balls. He's so fucking cool. We got the Stryker telling Charles what his master plan is. He's gonna trick Charles with his super strong telepathic son, Jason. Jason's gonna make Charles think he's using Cerebro at his house, but actually, he'll be using Cerebro 2 at Stryker's house. They're gonna make him focus really hard and globally kill all the mutants. We can ignore that for now, though, because Wolverine and crew were able to safely hide out at Iceman's house. Well, that's until his family got home. Iceman's family isn't too thrilled about him being a mutant, so his little brother calls the cops on them. Pyro escalates the situation, but Rogue sucks the life out of it. I could have used better words. Let's backtrack a little. Rogue uses her powers, steals Pyro's powers, and stops the car from flaming. They meet up with the rest of the X-Men and everything's all fine and dandy. Just fucking kidding. They're flying over restricted territory and the military is going to shoot them down. So Storm starts summoning fucking tornadoes. It mostly works, but they still end up getting shot down. God damn it, Rogue, you can't even wear your seatbelt? Luckily, Magneto's on the ground and catches the Blackbird. He's such a nice guy. That night, the X-Men discuss Stryker's evil plan and how to stop him. Magneto reveals he's the reason Stryker knows everything he does about the X-Mansion and Cerebro. I swear, I think Magneto's my favorite character in this movie. He tells the X-Men it's completely his fault any of this happens and calls Wolverine an idiot in the same breath. Jean goes to check on Wolverine while he's having a smoke. She tells him she's worried about Cyclops, so he kisses her. Actually, a couple times. She was definitely into this. But then she realizes she has to stay faithful to Cyclops, so she leaves. Oh shit. Never mind, she's back for round 2. That escalated rather quickly. Except I don't think that's Jean. Wolverine isn't into that shit though, so he kicks Mystique out. Because he has feelings for only one woman, who is married, and was married way before she'd met him. The next day, Wolverine enters Stryker's military base alone. The night prior really tore him up. He doesn't give a fuck anymore. Just kidding, it's Mystique. This is all part of the master plan. I completely understand why people like this movie more than the first one. We get so many awesome scenes like this where characters just get to kick ass. Look at Mystique go! While the X-Men make their way to Charles, they're attacked by Cyclops, who's being controlled like Nightcrawler was. At least I think. Maybe he found out about Wolverine and Jean kissing, and now he's gonna kill her. Either way, he goes in for the final blast, but Jean uses her foreshadowed Phoenix powers to stop it, causing an explosion that damages the base's structural integrity. Shit's about to collapse. Fuck the building though, cause look, Cyclops is okay. Turns out he was being mind-controlled. You can never tell these days anymore. Wandering around on his lonesome, Wolverine finds the room where he was experimented on. His memories are still broken, but he can paint a clearer picture. Stryker shows up and tells him he's the old model and reveals that his evil assistant is actually the mutant villain Lady Deathstrike. She looks really different in the comics. The two duke it out and it looks like she's kicking his ass. Wolverine wasn't prepared to fight someone that could heal like him with blades like his. So he injects her full of liquid adamantium. Holy fucking shit, that was dark. Outside Charles' cell, Magneto further proves why he's my favorite and rips all the grenade pins out of everyone's grenades. So they blow up. Fucking awesome. Unfortunately, Stryker's plan is starting to work and Charles starts killing all of the mutants. Magneto's fine though, because he's wearing his special helmet, but then he reveals his evil plan. He tricks Charles into killing humans instead, and he gets right to it. Outside the base, Stryker's trying to get away, but Wolverine comes out of nowhere and stabs the shit out of him. Stryker tells Wolverine he was always a monster, so he ties him up to a helicopter and leaves him there. Nightcrawler teleports Storm inside Cerebro 2 so she can make it super chilly in there. Jason gets really cold and stops tricking the professor. But the entire base is collapsing. Nightcrawler gets Storm and Charles out of there. What about Jason? Holy shit, they just leave him for dead. The mutants make their way outside, but god damn it, Magneto took the helicopter. Oh shit, look everybody, it's Rogue. She's helping! Never mind, she has no idea what she's doing. Everyone aboards the Blackbird, but the dam completely breached and is coming right for them. Jean somehow realizes that they're all gonna fucking die if she doesn't go outside right now and stop it. So that's exactly what she does, killing herself in the process. She uses Charles as a vessel to say her final words to Cyclops. She doesn't even say I love you, she just says bye and Homeboy cries. The film ends with the X-Men invading the Oval Office. God damn it, again? This is why people don't fucking trust you guys. They say they aren't threatening him, but they literally scare the president into submission. Storm's making lightning strike. They're doing classic haunted house shit. The real last scene of the film is the silhouette of the Phoenix Force gliding through the water, setting it up for the next film. Let's be real, X2 is awesome. The first one's corny and fun, but when people think of X-Men movies, they think of this one. At least, they used to. My main criticisms are things I complained about in the first movie, which are like Jean Grey and Rogue. Rogue actually does nothing in this whole film. It's hilarious. But everything else is pretty spectacular. The fights were way cooler, we got to see mutants display their powers on a much more entertaining level, and this one also built off the characters from the first one really well. Wolverine, Magneto, and Mystique are even more entertaining in this film. Plus, we got some newcomers like Nightcrawler, who only sticks around for one film in the original movies. He literally doesn't come back until X-Men Apocalypse. So I'm giving X2 a fuck yeah, dude. Definitely gonna watch this again at some point.